Like we're saying this. What's going on?
Okay, let's go. Man, I'm trying to. Oh, we live. So yeah, so we're back, and this guy is back. Bo was aware.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had to rush into town for something for my mom's, and then I came back. And the first thing I did when I got home was
UK.
make myself
Right.
available
Okay.
to you too.
Diabo.
Siyabonga. So besikhuluma ngani the group, the return of Groove, and the implications na yonke into if it's necessary, if it's not, kanjalo. So what do you think, good sir?
But you're talking about verifications for what? For Twitter? Like I don't understand. So I didn't hear the question.
The return of Groove, the thing where
Yes. Very necessary. Very, very necessary. Some of us can earn a salary right now because it's been dry for 7 months, my man. You know.
Yeah.
We've been doing other work, you know, thanks to having really good friends in good spaces.
Yeah, like good friends. That's fine.
I won't mention any names before his head goes bigger. But yeah, man, it's been dead, bro. And I think one thing that I realized over the last 7 months is Groove is not just there just to have a good time, you know. It's really a tool people use to unwind, you know, a tool people use to socialize, a tool people use to just, you know, let their head down. So if you cut that all out, my man, like it just becomes so tough because you're saying to people they can't drink because there isn't alcohol. Obviously, it is for their own good. And you're saying now they can't meet, they can't haggle around. You know, it's always been something that's been encouraged for you to socialize with people. So, I mean.
I'm not to look like there's something to say, though.
What was that?
You look like
you didn't hear anything.
No, he said, yes, I heard. You said alcohol being taken away is for our own good. And I was like, is it though?
No. Well, I was saying just with the current pandemic, you know, I'm trying to be reasonable here. You know, I'm the guy who always has a drink in his hand, so I'm just trying to be responsible and reasonable.
That was what I was about to ask you. Would see when would see drinks? No, but anyway, before you got here, the I would say I said, go too. Groove does not make sense. Yeah, but if COVID very unjayana is back because specifically as there's a second wave coming, we are about to be in serious shit soon. But again, also it makes sense if the people who are supposed to be looking after us are really not looking after us. But because you can't take away Groove and not have and not give us the help that we really deserve, because Groove pays the bills. It takes the kids to school and all of that. So yeah. But I go pay the wrong because when I'm going
No, over, boy. I hear it all. I'm just saying, it's really sucked, man. You know, relaxing right, and there's no support. Like, I'd like to speak about it, but I know it won't do anything. So I'd rather not even talk about it. Especially the support that you're talking about from the powers that be. I mean, there's so many people in this entertainment space that have suffered over this time. No relief. Nobody really cares. We're in somebody's backyard. You know, it's his rules or no rules. So it's like.
Yeah, man. Also answering you know, was shy of nose files, Google Space elsewhere. Also, I feel like, I don't really know who's to blame, Janjan, because put it this way, if you have kids, to me, they would say, Hambanda from Janjan. Do you blame the father or in I don't know, or because we have a whole entire ministry, you know, in sports and sports and
arts and culture, is it not?
It's not exactly. It's now arts and cultures, now sport, youth and sport in Janjangana.
Yeah, affairs.
Janjangana. So ask about anything, So
have they done anything for us before, though, my man? Like let's just be honest. Is there any kind of support we've ever gotten from them in any way?
Exactly.
Really, like honestly
So why would
speaking.
they show it now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Would say Global doesn't make sense if COVID is alive and well, but it makes sense if people because there's also depression. Yeah, but if people are not eating, if people are not earning anything, yeah, but, and they have kids, yeah, but, back depression one time.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but, yeah, back depression one time. So in as much as Batsy, no, don't go to groove, yada 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 yada. But how are they paying bills? Yabo. And also if the innovation them not obviously even if it's not to see a virtual digital in Janjayana.
Akfani, it's not the same.
Akfani one too, we still not a lot of people know where to get the money now. Well, because it's not just going there to jive and in. Some of the people, some of us we want the money from Napa. Well, so not all of us, not all of them, not many people know. We see Mang Postela, the Maringi Kanzang industry. Type stuff. It was so hard.
Yeah.
Hard. Well, good. And also data is hella expensive.
The tariffs are very high.
Yeah,
That's what I was
not
telling you,
only,
that we don't have the right infrastructure for anything digital at the moment, really, if we're being honest. As
yeah. So
corny, like we say.
yeah. So that man, what does the Rumuntu link in your would say, especially if it's video. Ooh, yeah, ne. We're talking. I'm a WhatsApp and text my beautiful people and stuff. Person I have, but anyway.
No, invoje leta wende kumtakutshela ukuthi ngisakayibukele ndayibukela mhlazana kune-Wi-Fi.
Yabona.
Imagine that. Like,
Yabona.
when will you get Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Yabona. No, it's water. Like, yabona. So very guy so angad.
So I was
Also.
asking VZ, what does he think is a practical way forward? Like, we've heard the complaints of people within the industry. We've heard what the government is saying. We've heard the new regulations. What is a practical way forward? DJ Cybos.
Wow. I thought you were asking Vizzy. I was waiting for that moment
I
of insight.
asked him. No.
I was waiting for that flash, like when that pop just goes kabam. Mind you, I missed it. Look, honestly, I think we really need to find ways, besides looking for the help or expecting help, we really need to find ways to properly monetize our industry. We've got a great example in South Africa, and they do things so differently with a lot of things, with a lot of different industries, and everything is regulated. Be it voiceover work, be it, well, teaching is not really, because we are going to go to Ungban and what kind of reputation you've actually made for yourself. But with voicing, for example, there is a yearly rate card that's taken out by a certain body that's been entrusted with this. Every year the rates go up a little bit, I think by maybe 10 or 15% or whatever the situation is. And if you are voicing something that's going to pay at the cinema only, there's a certain rate for it. If you're voicing something that's going to be used for radio only, there's a certain rate for it. TV and so on and so on. Internal video for corporate, whatever it is, it's there. And over and above you being paid for the job that you're doing, you're paid for usage. If they use your voice for 6 months, you are paid for that 6 months. If they use it for 12 months or 6 months after that 6 months, they pay you for the next 6 months. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is really monetizing that industry and saying, this is what it needs to be. Because at the point that we are at, especially within the voice space, I'll say I want 2,000 Rand for a voice. And some guy down the road here who's been doing voiceovers for the longest time is going to say he wants 300 bucks.
Of course.
He's used to being robbed and he's happy with being robbed. Not really happy, but he's just living within his circumstances. You understand? There's no minimum kind of wage kind of a thing. There's no nothing. It's just that we're just not regulated. Number two, I think another thing that we need to try and focus on is making sure that a certain percentage of the content that is being put on local, be it social media, be it radio, be it wherever, should basically come from here. I think it sucks when, for example, you've got places like Pick and Pay that have got their own radio. You've got places like Clicks that have got their own radio. Places like Pep have got their own radio stations. They do all the work in SA and they just feed it into the country, understand? That's revenue that we are losing as an industry. Those kind of things, it's small things.
But do they not trust what is coming out of our industry, or it's always been like that?
Look, I think okay, yeah, Busy, take it, Doc.
I think, okay, number one, I like how you answered Mbuto Temnot, because you saying good see overhaulment has been we've been overdue even before this COVID thing.
Yeah.
It's not just now. It's been bad. It was not just now. And for me, the show was Pick and Pay by Radio per bonka. It said we sing down get store. Now imagine a world where la bolos on inside and go Pick and Pay. Would see if you are going to yenda la adverts wendela la and the music system can be 90% local. And people spend most of their time in shops. And Lapo, we have trying needle time, Mr. Cyrus, and that's in him. And
what's in needle time? Well, I guess it's the same, playtime or on air time or whatever you want to call it.
Good see, those people are paid. Visit and like Coca next week. I'm just saying. But anyway, at least in the because I could be wrong. Good day, anywhere, and that's where I was samro nabo kapasu nabo bonke labo lauva kona okay nyaroge so register lapo so takona potale so I think that the industry really needs the overhauling the blind from start to bottom.
I think you know because it's more not about asking yourself what you can do for yourself before you wait for other people to do things for you, because Lakaya, I've seen this industry from the very start beginning to now, and nothing has changed. It's still nothing. And we are still not being taken seriously. Not that I'm saying not, but we are being taken seriously, but not in that way. We still are underlings to when some big South African artists, like I'm still to see a show where it's probably somebody like Ila who would do it, because Ila is just bold like that and he does not give two rat's asses or whatnot. He will probably say it's the Ila Pen Boy show supported by AKA. That's something he would do. I haven't seen that here at home. I haven't seen anybody hiring somebody from SA and saying they are here to support his show. Not literally would say, see, Nesbalana, but now we are always ngepas. You understand? Same reason why AKA said he won't perform at international shows anymore, because the treatment is rubbish. Nobody takes them seriously. These people come from outside and they come and perform in a town that you have built your name in and you are from, but then you, the one who's from there, is being treated like I'll see loot for Lamta because Guna's bad.
Yabona, what you're saying is true. Good say before you look I think also, I do not know if I'm going to be attacked for saying this. I think also it's hard for the government to help us. That's not the serious thing, number one. If we do not help ourselves, number two, because if we do not have an industry, but I'll sit up over and goopy. Don't know if I'm making sense. But sit up over and go, because this thing is not regulated. This thing is not in. Now I think the whole man okay sharp. 10 million to help in without paying over 10 million. That's the thing. Without paying over 10 million. We are banning. We are banning ganja because.
But I'm the biggest prying eye. Now but spend the 2 million on everything, but that's a age, but back pocket, but thanks guys, it's been special. Thank you so much. We hope everybody benefited. Everyone benefited from this great initiative. How be on?
So very good kunyan say good see yabo good kunyan say tagara wet in a way.
But then, but wait, why kulkunik sitakala kwethu when there is already organizations in place like SWAMA? Unless we're getting the job of SWAMA wrong, what are they supposed to be doing?
That's the question. What are they supposed to do?
I'd love to answer your question, but I actually don't know what they're mandated to do. I haven't actually gone to the trouble of actually sitting down and reading up about them to see exactly what they should be doing. Because I just think, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm negative for lack of a better word, or maybe I just like, I have that ignorance is bliss thing, because I believe if I understand something very well and I understand how it's supposed to work, I get more frustrated when I see them not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that brings problems in my life. So I'd rather just let it be, because I understand the roles. It's what you're saying. What are they supposed to do? I think it should be public knowledge. We all should know what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
But again, at the end of the day, we are also at liberty to educate ourselves about what they're supposed to be doing. My thing is, or something on paper here at home, when you read it in paper, and when it comes to the actuality of it actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. I got by info.
Yeah, because also I had a conversation na SK Masbuya group mina a group over there.
Yes.
Yes. I had a conversation he was saying there's no industry, as I said. It's just about like so yeah, also he was also, I had another one, same business, who's this guy? Taribo, the drummer. About the same grievances in jail. Would say, and mine was good kunyana about regulations, Good kunyana to regulate, because the industry is being run by the same people. If me manager, I'm also an events organizer. I'm also in. There's conflict of interest, lab.
Oh yeah.
So if in Germany, ning organizer, also ning manager, also in. Nas kurumanga would say just regulate go patalega with my performances. Now don't say move because I do not want to do that. But yeah, let's do it. But I move. That's a problem. I ain't sure I have the solution for that problem, but I'm just saying there's too much conflict of interest.
That's why that's necessary to then have an independent body regulating things. Like no one invested in any way, no one who can benefit in any way, like just a completely neutral, independent body that can come in and be like, this is how things are supposed to be, and this is where you need
that would be quite cool, because it would make things easier. I mean, it then kills, it's exactly what he's saying. It then kills the whole thing of let me give you an example. You have somebody who's played the drums for 10 years, right? And he's earning X amount. And you have somebody who has the skill as great as this guy who's been there for 10 years, but is fresh out of high school. They can play at the same level, but they won't get the same money. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Because this other guy will say he wants 25 grand whichever time he plays. This other one here will say he wants $500. But what's going to happen is guy who's charging $500 will end up literally pushing him out of his job because he can do better. It can be reputation, but I'm just saying, Loguti, you know, it's always good when it's like in the UK, bro, I can choose that I want to sweep the streets and I'll still make a decent salary. I can choose that I want to be a security guard and I'll still make a decent salary.
That's what I'm saying.
And then here, it's just totally different. It's like, I don't think it should be based on that. There should be a minimum of some sort, which is a base to say, if now every time I play the show, I know I'm not getting less than 2,500 or whatever the situation is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When you're saying you're running away because you want to chow all these monies that you're supposed to be chowing without anybody else's interference, which is something that I understand. But it's sly. It's also just sly. How can you be? We had this conversation with you, but I won't name names. How can you be a judge at a competition and have one of your artists in the same competition that you're judging? How?
It makes sense.
How?
It makes no
How?
So that's the thing.
So I run a DJ. Wait, so I run a DJ competition for Battle of the DJs. Then I put my daughter in, and I'm like, she's part of it.
Yeah, but what's wrong with that? What's wrong? Okay, you say, man. What if your daughter is good?
Even if she wins based on merit, it won't look the same. People will still say, okay,
man, what are you saying?
Code of ethics, let's say, man. You understand?
Yeah.
Code of ethics, man. You understand? I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just saying that Swaziland is so small and these things happen so quickly. I wouldn't mind her joining in, you understand? But whenever my daughter is part of whatever I'm working on or I'm a judge at, I must recuse myself from giving any kind of judgment. Because it will be biased. She's my daughter. It's obvious. No man I'll be like, well done, I think you did so great today. You know, I really like what you did with the second and third song, you know. You really mixed them quite seamlessly. Rubbish.
Yeah, it's true though. To be honest, it's true though. Because even if I'm a winner on merit, good about Conado would see. And when I enjoy the society, because one thing apart, people talk, but good to yeah. Good to look at some longer. I very Wakanza would say, Baba Musaibo J.
What's winning competition? Baba Kelamu in Seon. What video Wakela in Amos? Competition.
I can see.
Thing that didn't relate, which is Bangana cool, and I don't know who to blame because Bangana Kuna comes in that Nagay Alabama Gupu picked out like how Gupu because it's Bangana cool.
I think besides us being small, dog, it doesn't mean anything. For us to grow this industry, for it to be better for the next generation or the next generation after that, steps need to be taken now. So when they jump on, it's at least a bit better than what it is now. Because that's it for Ninja Station, Janapen, Sambi. To Ninja Bay, let's say, I'm going to understand. So moves right now are very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better move on.
I mean, you change how things are. the power is in your hands.
I don't cook a better not enforce. Anyway. Yeah, I think what you said not is truth. We should have independent bodies. Now I think it's okay. Masfaga Lonada. We have to go like but now parliament would say okay we get them 17 in Hambi parliament type channels. Yabo would say that we get a la panana we get a pada for ubugalo. So I don't know if the reason why Bangaba is would say usually the organization but say agapatadi. Yabo. So I don't know if that's the reason. Yabo because I'm going to someone who M17 work about the right pay. Maybe that's the reason.
But you must remember sometimes it's got to do with public responsibility and you doing great things for your country and X, Y, and Z and the other. But I don't know about my country because it's not mine. It belongs to somebody. But moving right along, what I'm trying to say is it depends. I think it would be quite rubbish if I had, for example, a financial services company. You understand that? Like I'm running a Young Select and I'm offering loans to people, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, I'm finance minister. Forget about it, man. Because I'll make sure that my business thrives, and I'll put all these little policies to make sure that I'm gonna make even more money, which doesn't make sense.
So what you're saying, would see sacrifice. Like sacrifice.
No. What I'm saying is it depends what it is. Like for example, you can be working in corporate and then you run to be MP. You understand what I'm saying? I want to represent the people of my section, you know, I want to make sure and whatnot. As much as people go there just to get a paycheck for 4 years and carry on with their lives and do whatever they're doing. But you understand everything, show? People don't put themselves into positions where they won't benefit. It might be less money, but he knows who's level tawbe yabo. Noma khona la tawbe seseku.
Because it's patala. Some people want money, some people want.
Yes. Some other people pay in kind, you know.
Yeah. You pay. You pay.
Oh. If you are John, for example, and the guy who owes you says Nasi Togo, John Vuligate, I mean, it's just the way it's gonna be.
I get.
No, yeah, I'm just making an example. Not that I'm saying that I am paid by Stogo. No, please.
Rex
are good enough. Thank you very much. I like my Rex.
Anyway, Majo to DJ Cybers, Buto Lalana to Stogo.
That's why I like the mass expect everything. That's I get like anything. Uzalela nje usitangithola ukuthi no uthathola umcwembe nelibhodlela letshwala.
Yeah, because that's another
exposure. Exposure when I've been in the industry for 12 years. Exposure.
Yeah, because that's another conversation. Yeah, but that needs to be had. Yeah, but would say yeah, but going back to regulations, because we once had a conversation, Nabo Slim Q, and that's quite good petition, arts and culture, just to have at least have minimum pay. Now that Mundu Saga Hambe, I go Jalagu at least Yabegi sector with Mundu Patati in a Pasqua 2000. Because it doesn't make sense. What are you doing?
It
doesn't make sense and unless because the stages except but it doesn't make sense except Stella news performer it's been okay shows I almost said there's a guy we are shy except China's performer but she said it's in the show sharp and Lapo this guy who let's say an international would say Karasim seats perform for free. We go there free, go to good. There's no drinks, there's no transport, there's no in, there's no in. Yeah, well, we just go there. We are slow time. In the seat, in the second, there's nothing about just one. That's a slow time. There's no one. Yeah, well, and this person not up where in essay. La lam tashit. What I'm not accommodation. What drinks. Utamneta le mali yakhe la athi te uyayicela
ngicela kubuta mina ke sibe ngumdabula yini sengiyabuta nje
umdabula hayi
I'm just being silly, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, this person uthola tonke letinto leti and wena uhlela pekoneni asking yourself ukuthi why the fuck am I doing this? Yeah, well, next slow time but I thought okay, at least just negotiate for slow time let's fill up. Yeah, well, because you're not doing anything. Well, let's negotiate this slow time let's fill out. And these people know would say you have to perform today. You need to rehearse. You need to mode. You need to eat. You need to drink. Yeah, well, you can't be at groove. Bantu bapis by in the terror when I was straight to it. Yeah, well, I need to pay bills.
How can I get the teller, boy?
I'm just saying. You can't. I need to pay bills because music is a full-time job. It's not a passion. It's not a passion because that's passion. It should be a full-time job. We don't go connect saying 5 every day if I want this to make sense. When I want that. So and then not paying. It makes no sense. At least now it's shout out to Uncle Cardi because at least it's a same group and he made sure with it Jan. At least give that Well, at least do something.
Mina ngicela kusho kunye mnakethu. Ngiyakuva mina lokho lokushoko, and it's a very valid point. I think what people fail to understand is if you're coming out, it's gonna cost you. It doesn't matter even if the performance is in Babane, it's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
Transport, it's your time, it's this, it's that. It's a lot of things that it's gonna cost you. It doesn't matter how small a difference distance is for you. You understand?
Yeah.
And I think personally, as a person who organizes shows, the biggest problem here at home is we fund shows from our own pockets, and that's just one big problem. I mean, unless you have some big brand behind you, and I'm not gonna say it's any easier for people with brands behind them, because mostly in Swaziland, what brands will do is they'll give you stock, or they'll give you something of value, and then they're gonna say they sponsored you X amount, and that's it. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's only fair for a person to speak from the beginning. Hi, Velefini, how are you? I'm great. Okay, yeah. I'm so and so. I'm doing X show. I'd really like for you guys to come and perform, but I don't have budget. What I can do is X, Y, Z, and the other. Like I've always preferred that a person must come straight and talk. Don't say, let's negotiate. Don't say to me, how much do you want? And then I'm going to tell you, no, I want 10 grand. And then you say to me, no, that's too much. And then I'm like, okay, fine. Let's do 7. And you're like, no, that's still too much. That's a lot of time, man. I'm negotiating with you over something. When we had on 3,000. I was showing 3,000. If you're if I'm calling, let me move on to the next person. You know? There isn't enough money for us to pay everybody, and I'll say this for my shows, because I've done Funtown now. I won't count this year. I won't count last year, but I'll say 17, 18. 19 we had about 4 shows, so I won't really count it. But 17, 18 it was every month, every single month. I must have people. This is money coming out of my pocket. You understand? The first year the show was free entrance. There was no charge. There was nothing. So really, I wasn't really making anything. It was more for the culture. I wanted just to do something for. I never expected it to blow up the way it did, but it did blow up. But it didn't necessarily. Its success did not necessarily mean this in my pocket. It didn't really necessarily mean anything. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, level 100%.
We don't have brands that sponsor us here at home, and that's another thing that we need to find some kind of regulation or whatever. Because brands should just come out and put the money, man. When a brand comes out and says they're putting money, they're telling you that they're getting 4 guys from SA. They're getting you DJs Banbani and performers Banbani and performers Banbani. These 3 people will probably cost in the range of 300,000 or 400,000 with everything that they come with. And then you're going to take 100,000, you're going to say you want 10 local artists, not even 10, 15 or 20. We must all get 2,000, 1.5, 3.5. For me, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Can you say the man the 400,000 on Wi-Fi ngala? At least you're doing something for the culture. 1, 2.
You understand?
Even ngala outside the artist. Sometimes we are not really asking you to pay. Sometimes, because see, I understand. I would say, okay, Cybor's fun time yake, the fun town yake, we end up in fun time. Fun town yake, we end up from his pocket. From his pocket. We have to success. I think for now, in. Now, I would say we just want people to see who's the senator. So, speak. Excellent, as I said.
It's clearly be transparent. I like transparency, man. I hate wasting time in negotiating. It really makes me pissed off with you before we even work. No, but no, but I'll come and go to a MC. How cheat? Nothing down to jail. Send your MC foods. Where 3,000? Where 3,000? Because you expect me to be there for 12 hours. You expect me to play music within the 12 hours. You expect me to be jovial with people. And then you expect to give me 3,000 rand. And then I must transport myself. I must drink myself into happiness so I can MC proper. Come on, man. Come on.
We should take each other seriously, first of all. I feel like we don't take each other seriously. I think that's the big... Because if we take
Look
time,
over Sananj.
wouldn't want to negotiate my price. You'd understand that that's what I'm worth.
Yeah. Also,
I didn't wake up this morning saying, I think I'm worth 15,000 today. It's a good day, isn't it? You don't just wake up and think about it.
Also, it compromises Lama shows it a lot because
Exactly.
yeah, the former president it compromises because Mato Patala, aka Umpatale, the 150,000 Raifuna.
Oh, sasengane le mali. So uyadlala wena.
No 250,000 akamfuna.
Yeah, so lapho 250 nje noma 300 vele. Ulapho nje.
No 250,000 la mfuna AK. Uba le band yakhe. Uba the set la toyenda. Yabo, he's free to experiment. He's free to give you a proper show because he can afford that. And then bese song uthatha mina vele fini. Hambe ngibera ngibhadala 3,000. 3,000. The only thing, I can't afford this. I can't afford the production. I can only afford to be on stage. And people would say, the quality between SA and in. I can't afford that. I can't afford to experiment. I can't afford to bring a band in. I can't afford to bring a band because the band you can't just say but the fourth time we want to excel, I want to say I can't afford the band. So I'm record the studio. That's not a production. I go seasons out. So huh?
We still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be quite some time before we actually start feeling like we are in an entertainment industry.
It's not all doom and gloom, though, guys. I mean, if you rewind 5 years ago, let's just talk 2015, and now there is a huge difference as far as I'm concerned in terms of product that's coming out from producers, in terms of the kind of shows we are having. You know, it's quite like, why am I out of focus? What's going on?
Your phone is out of focus, sir.
Why am I out of focus? What's going on? Like I'm just saying, it is getting better. It's not quick enough. We have the resources, we have the people, we have everything that we need. It's just, you know, it's just like as a Maswati, I guess we're just not rebels, you know. We're not those people out of fear, but yeah, no. Sifuna regulations. Yeah, regulation as perform good in performances that are ended. Because people will be like, huh? But angikhumbula bathi ngimlo wafika lapha wathetha aneke baphinze bangicashi.
Akusiko lo silambile kakhulu. Akusiko nokuthi sasaba in silambile.
That's what I'm saying. That person is protecting that little 500 or that 1,000 that is making their month from wherever. That's all they're trying to do. You just protect that little bag.
I feel like we're not angry enough yet. We're not tired of the situation enough yet. Because if we were really tired of how things are currently in our industry, we would be being like protesting and sign petitions, and we're not performing until winter logo, but we're not. So there's no solidarity.
That's I think the biggest problem. Leloisho, Logutse, we can agree on it. Mhlambe sibe 60% wala band. But there's going to be a certain group of people who get monies from these big events that happen, you know, the big events that happen in the country. Need I name them or say them? But, you know, they know when else they've got their bag when it comes to that. They can't be seen as those people. That's just all it is.
And most of the time, those people like a vital role in shaping things.
Yeah. They have the voice, they can make things happen, but dororo.
They can make the pots.
Oh, depend. As long as people are good with the guy at the top of the tower, they're fine. You know, they're just happy with whatever's going on.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, Sahel Bulanj, but it's fine. Good, no. Yeah, man, I think it's time because I keep saying this. If Swaziland ever had a chance, in our music industry, it's now. because the generation lekhona nyalo. Woo boy. Yeah. The music we are them not for now. The music the music.
Let generation later, there'll be no doctors, there'll be no lawyers, there'll be nothing. Tawa maskir nje nabo tijela bang hundreds. Now what you look down.
Not even. I know a lot of kids.
Can I ask you a question?
I know a lot of
everybody's kid that I know now is I want to be a this, or I want to be a that, or I want to be a rapper, or I want to be a this, or I want to be an entertainer of some sort. And for me, it's just alarming, you know. At least we have those nerdy kids that you knew what's out there. This one is gonna save the world tomorrow, you know. It's all right.
I know a lot of kids. I know a lot of schools. I know a lot of kids who are studying to be doctors. I know a lot of kids. Now, I was speaking to one, yeah, sharp music, sharp. I love music, but I can't end up music without a degree somewhere. I'm full of music. I want to do some other degree.
It's either you're hanging out with the right kids or kids that are scared to speak up. That's one of the two things.
No, it's a conversation you should be having with these kids. Like try and kulman from a deeper perspective. But
Sithanda ukuthi bangasilalela evelefini noma labantu laba sebanathe cough mixture. Thina asibathi negwadi nje lokuwo cough mixture lesebenza but uyabona nje yabo. It's a different time, bro. Like we're living in a different time.
But you say what you're saying is true. Yabo. You say what you're saying is true. We need to at least send in the industry ibe yakimali, because if la bantwana bonke bafuna wenda some kind of entertainment job, yabo, they need to find the ground fertile, yabo, for that. Exactly. That's why if you ever had it, because it's either photography, these kids are doing the most. It's either in. I saw Ido Zanisana. I saw a video Amrik the other day.
Yeah,
Amrik. That was dope. The music lo puma gonyaro. So would see silalela ngoba yabo silalela ngwangwa being patriotic yonke lento le. Silalela ngoba kumnandi. You really
was being Jalo before, dog.
There was a lot of that before.
Hey, when you think I'm OG, when I yakbona when you're another near Naira.
No.
You're still rolling in my V12.
There was okay. That's all. There was good music, but it wasn't a lot of good music, especially in the radio, especially on radio, because I think on radio they were the same people. So the industry was the same people for the longest time, and we are suffering from that.
But you do know that we can't rate that as a sign of success. Radio or newspaper. For me, it just means nothing.
Yeah.
Because anybody can get on.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can call today and say I've got a story for tomorrow, and they'll just put me on. Just like that. For me.
That's a problem. Well, that's a problem. They show would see. That's it. And there's a lot of we guess each other up. Good muntu good muntu loba that honest. Okay, but not because if you ask me, I'll tell you.
But that's where it all goes wrong when I've left, and you're right to that, because nobody wants to be a hater. You don't want to tell them who say we are pets. But to masa sotwa, sesilalele sotwa le goba lapha studio sesoyitho. Ndakutshela mina ukuthi la mnganami.
That's the thing. Mustafa attempt athi injani ngoma yami uyishayile mvubu uyifake mvubu.
Mina uyangathi mina ngileli bandla lelitawutha. I think it could be better. It's nice, but it could be better.
Yeah, sami siyangale ngemuva sesiyamhleba. Yebo, then what are we doing? Yebo, what are we doing?
Keep it ngoma sesindakutshela mina.
Yebo na.
a mixtape.
Oh, yes. Look out for it.
Oh.
Them Vubu tapes, volume 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we prioritize popularity over actual talent in this country as well. And maybe it's a chat for another, but there's so many popular people popping off, and you listen to their music or their content, and you're like, you know, but you can't be a hater. No one likes a hater.
And then
just be honest.
And then you have kids who are not so popular, not popping, because I think it's an industry of friends. So so I can beg kahle man, I can beg kahle empilweni.
Uthi siyawucetha lokukhuluma evelefini.
Oh,
sengidinga ukubamba icingo mina mnakethu.
Asiyigocote, asiyivalele. Sisawucela temnotazana ngimthandaza. Sade.
I had no sister Penzalin, but it's been a good chat. I think it's nice for us to have these chats, but I think, there needs to be some kind of movement after of some sort. And I'm not saying I'm rallying up troops in Funasibe Mavugela Mbuso of some sort. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to overthrow the arts government, because there is an arts government clearly right now that sees things in a certain way.
Yeah, man. I think it's important. Number one, to start this conversation. I think it's something. I think it's something. I think if taken, if it's taken the right way, I think kutao wenda umehlu. But if itao tatea gabi kutaba ne wutsi batse le janja.
Either way, we said.
Yeah, man. So
and speaking about that hater stuff, it goes back to what you were saying. Them would say, pass. You never want to be rude. You never want to be that person. Nobody wants to be that person, actually.
So yeah, man. It's been lovely. Same time, same place. Next week, or Nfuna went out a couple of times a week, or Janja. Damn good.
I'm once a week.
Okay. Same time, same place. Next week, it could be same time. Ngendega sibe late. Ngendega kube ngelinye ilanga. That's fucking pasta. And then Zion, we do what we want. This is our shit. Bye in. Peace.
It's a family show, number, and so too we do our two.
If you catch it on YouTube, you might catch the edited version, Janjanyana, and Mata live, Mata Tata Koma. That's your business. Peace, love, and happiness. I am out. I'm about to go.
This is one DJ Cybers. Peace out, people.
Bye, y'all.
Shano Kamala. Wahab.
Hello, Bershing. Bye-bye.
No. Bye.